Songwriters Across Texas has been broadcast regionally for nearly a decade. Let's open the vaults to have a look at one of our favorite segments.
Well, the name of the song that we're going to do, the original song that we're going to do today, is Oscar's Tune in D, or My Truck Blew Up and Burned the Trailer House Down. And as you may or may not imagine, it's based on a true story. And it's our good friend Oscar Whittington, who was our fiddle player back in Bakersfield. One day he came home and parked the truck in the drive, went in the house and laid down, and his truck blew up. And of course that's always bad when that happens, but when it did, it caught the trailer house on fire and burned it down too. Now he had the presence of mind to grab his fiddle and grab the dog and grab his false teeth and get out, so he was okay. And then they had a big day for him, and they raised a bunch of money, got him a new trailer house, and so I felt like all's well that ended well. But I said the real tragedy of that story had been if somebody's truck blows up and burns the trailer house down and nobody writes a song about it. I said, now that would be a tragedy. So I felt like it fell on my shoulders to do that, and that's where that came from. And that's one of those songs that didn't even take a whole lot of time to write on account of the fact that it was almost written for me.
Well, just one greasy old spark plug wire drug across the exhaust manifold, melted down and caught fire, left me standing out in the cold. Well, I'll tell you boys, that truck's been so good to me, never thought I'd see it treat me so bad. No, it wasn't satisfied, leaving me without a ride. When it went up, it took everything I had. My truck blew up, burned the trailer house down, lit up this whole side of town, burned my hats, burned my boots, it even burnt my cowboy suits. My truck blew up, burned the trailer house down. Now it was a Chevrolet in a pretty shade of blue, and I treated it like new at first. Over time, I must admit, I may have let it slip a bit. Well, then all at once, things went from bad to worse. Now all the signs were there if I had listened. You know, it was missing when we stalled at that light. Then I caught a whiff of something, but I paid it no attention. Now I'm paying dearly for that fateful night. My truck blew up, burned the trailer house down, in a fireball 50 foot around. Yeah, I've only got myself to thank, I just put in half a tank. My truck blew up, burned the trailer house down. Well, now there's a lesson amongst the smoldering rubble, and if you take this advice from a friend, well, you'll save yourself a whole world of trouble. I found out trucks, they're just like women in the end. So if you decide to neglect them, well, you can't expect to always be around. No, but if you love them and every now and then inspect them, well, they won't burn your trailer house down. My truck blew up, burned the trailer house down. Now it's just a scorched slab in the ground. It took 20 bucks of gas, torch my memories of the past. My truck blew up, burned the trailer house down. Yeah, my truck blew up, burned the trailer house down.
Thought a lot about songwriting. I've tried to take as much advice from songwriters as I can to think about things. There's a certain aspect of it that's a craft that you work on and you get better at. There's other things that's more of there's an inspirational side of it that you're inspired or you're not. And there's a talent of putting words together and musically speaking that that you have an aptitude for. So those are the things that kind of all come together. As I say, it can be a real life event or a way to kind of work out an emotional thing that's on your mind. I also find it a real challenge to write a song. You sort of write yourself into a corner and then try to write yourself back out again, and you kind of find that, that it leads to a place that you probably didn't expect to go. So those are the things that I find interesting about songwriting. I also think about all the great songs that have been written before, and you kind of think in your mind how your songs will stand up to them and how they'll stand up over time. And I always feel like you got an advantage of not having to write for a living, so you can write what you want to write. And so I tend to write songs that I feel like, you challenge yourself and do the best you can. So that's really the inspiration for writing for me. It's just personal challenge, I guess you might say. When you got your own song and you get up there and sing it, and if people have heard it before and they ask for it again, you kind of feel like you're on the right track. And you get also, as you say, your peers will maybe the folks I know, they're like old farmers. They're not too free with their compliments, So if they kind of give you, hey, that wasn't too bad or something, that's a big deal. Where I come from, hey, that wasn't too bad a song. If somebody tells you that you respect, that's all they're going to say, but that's all you need to kind of keep you going.